Welcome to the Kingdom Culture Podcast that was created on purpose with a purpose to empower, uplift, and guide others to the center of God's perfect will. Kingdom Culture family, welcome back to the Kingdom Culture Podcast. I hope everybody's been doing amazing. I'm so happy to be back and launching this video for you. I know it's been a little bit, I kind of went through a life transition, and as you can see, I'm in a different location. And as I, continue to share on the podcast, I will let you guys know what that transition was and why it happened. But today we're, launching season 3, episode 51, and we're going to talk about something that's very dear to my heart, and that's breaking my heart right now. All of these mass deportations going on in the U.S. Are honestly very shocking. I didn't think I would see that, or this once again in my lifetime, but it's happening, and I just wanted to talk about it because we need to, bring humanity back into this situation. I understand that there has to be rules, regulations, and order. I understand, but let's not take compassion out of it. Let's not take having grace for other people, and let's not forget that everybody bleeds the same color of blood. It breaks my heart seeing social media and being divided, and looking at all these hate comments and all of these videos where people are happy that all of this is happening. And I migrated from Mexico to here when I was 9, and I've shared that on the podcast, and this is why the whole podcast was created, for me to share these stories and for people to have a platform to speak about how they feel about being in the U.S., how it changed their life. So I'm a DACA recipient, and without that, before leaving high school, I had no idea what I was going to do. I couldn't go to college. I couldn't get a job. I didn't have a name per se. I was in the shadows. And I honestly thought that I would be, working in farms and picking and just seasonal work all the time because I didn't have a piece of paper. With that being said, DACA in 2012 gave me the opportunity to go to school, study, get a job, get a driver's license, get a social security number so that I could work. To many of you, a piece of paper is a piece of paper. It might not even mean anything, but to us, it means everything. It means new doors, new opportunities. It means being able to sustain ourselves and, feel safe to some extent, because even DACA, was just deemed unlawful again. So it's just this constant circle back and forth of, are we going to be lawful or are we not? Is there going to be a permanent thing or not? Every 2 years, I got to pay out of pocket to renew my thing. Every 2 years, I'm fearful that my application is going to be denied. Every 2 years, I have to go through the same anxiety of making sure that I don't get in trouble. I make sure that I'm living, pretty much still under the radar, because if I get in trouble, I'm kicked out. This is real. It's a real topic. It's a real thing. And we need to bring back kindness, compassion, and understanding for people. I get it, I get it. Yes, there are people here that are hurting other people. There are people here that are doing horrendous things to the public. But let's not forget compassion, kindness, and understanding. I can't stomach the idea of kids being tossed out in the border, being separated from their families. I have a son, and thinking that I could be separated from him makes my skin boil. And he's 4. So please, I just ask you to educate yourself and speak with kindness, goodness, and compassion. You might have your views, I have mine. I understand that there's got to be order. But at the end of the day, we are all people. We are all humans. We are all God's creation, right? So let's not take that outside of what's going on. And with that, I want to talk about different things. One is the cost of human deportation, the emotional trauma that it brings, separating kids from their families, separating families as a whole, having, the stress of not being able to know where your loved ones are going to get dropped off or be at or whatever. Because honestly, the people that are getting deported are not getting sent back to their countries. They're getting sent back on planes. Wherever it lands, that's where they're going. Actually, the president of Mexico said, you're not landing here because this plane is not filled with all of our citizens, Mexicans. You're not going to use Mexico just to get around and not pay the things that you're supposed to pay. It's pretty much what she said to Trump. Emotional trauma within the kids, there was a story that I heard about once about a Honduran mother and daughter that were separated at the border. And the daughter actually came, this way. They put her into a U.S. Foster system or foster care while the mom got back to her country. And, there's deep psychological scars, and the struggle that it is to reunite these people. I can't fathom the idea of having to go somewhere and not take my son with me, or my son not being with me. That's real. Those are people's lives. You are, messing with life, the community impact, economic hardship. Deportations can lead to significant financial instability for families. A study found that families lost an average of 70% of their income within 6 months following a parent's detention or deportation, leading to challenges in affording housing and basic necessities. This was something that I found in the American Immigration Council website. Social disruption. The removal of community members disrupts social cohesion, leading to increased fear and mistrust among remaining residents. This atmosphere can deter individuals from participating in community activities or accessing essential services. We're seeing it now. The stores are empty. Nobody's buying, Hispanic goods. And it shows. And I'm not saying, that you should stop going out. I'm not saying that. But be aware. Look in your surroundings. Who are you missing? Is there anybody that you're not seeing around that you used to? Right. The mental health toll that this brings, long-term and psychological effects, like I said. This thing, brings mental health challenges, anxiety, depression, attachment disorders. All of this that's going to happen with these kids is going to lead to adulthood. The parents not feeling like they could do anything, feeling like their hands are tied. This is real, and we, are hoping that and praying that things change. Human Rights Watch was the one that put that fact in there. I also wanted to look at the bigger picture, right? Because what I just named are a few things that might go wrong, right? A lot of people are talking about the cost of our produce. That's going to go up. Because if we cannot accept the fact that a lot of migrants are the ones that do these jobs that nobody else wants to do, we're never going to accept the truth. And our produce and everything else is going to go up. It is. Right? So that's another one. It's going to hurt our pockets even more. But let's acknowledge the complexity, right? Let's acknowledge that these policy changes are good. And I know that it's for balancing national security and allowing us to feel safe within our borders. I get that. I understand that. I'm for that. My son is here. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I understand, right? But there, has to be policies that are implemented so that this can be a lot easier, not harder. It shouldn't have taken me 18 years to be able to find a piece of paper and to make it work. It shouldn't have taken my aunt, 40 years or something like that, to get her citizenship. It shouldn't have taken my grandfather to the age of, I think, 72 to get his citizenship. That's a long time, you guys. We need to reform, and we need to make sure that policies are in place, right? And I'm not in politics. I don't know any of that, but I just know that it's so hard to do it the right way, right? Even myself, applying for citizenship, they told me 3 to 5 years before I could even, see that. 3 to 5 years. And I've had DACA since 2012. Something has to change with these policies. Something has to be for us, right? Because like a lot of migrants also, contribute to the U.S. economy. In 2002 alone, 39% of undocumented immigrant households owned their homes, indicating investment in communities and being part of the economic growth. Mass deportation would uproot the lives of at least 1.6 million households, leading to substantial economic and social costs. Right? Let's not forget those parts. Let's not just say, oh no, they just came here illegally, so they're not doing anything. It's not like we're sitting on our hands, guys. We came here because we wanted a better life for ourselves and our families. And we're doing that. We did that, I'm big proof that we did that. I wanted to talk about this just because it's frustrating. Honestly, it is. And I wanted to bring you guys facts. Because only one coin is being shown right now. One face of the coin is being shown right now, right? So, it's also going to be very, very financially burdensome to do all these mass deportations. Estimates suggest that such an endeavor would cost nearly $1 trillion and take over a decade to deport all of the undocumented immigrants. That was something that I found in the Financial Times website. We need to establish clear and attainable pathways to citizenship for undocumented immigrants so that we can integrate them fully into society, allowing them to contribute more effectively in reducing them the fear of family separation. Policies should prioritize keeping families together, recognizing the fundamental role of a family unity in societal stability and individual well-being. For me, a holistic approach to immigration reform should address border security, visa processes, and the status of undocumented immigrants, ensuring that policies are fair, humane, and economically sound. It's expensive. It's expensive for me to renew my permit every 2 years. And it just went up this past year. That law changed it. It went up. The fees went up. So, is there a way that we can reform immigration to address border security? Look at how visas are processed and what the times are and what it costs. Policies that are fair, humane. Is it possible? Is it too much to ask? Right? So please, I just, I encourage you to go out and educate yourself in all of these things. Go out and ask questions, right? Because it's not just one side of the coin. This is people's families. This is people's lives, livelihoods. We're not stealing anybody's jobs. We're just doing work where we can. And that's what's more heartbreaking, right? I'm very blessed. I'm privileged to be able to have DACA and have the paying job that I have, the high paying job that I have, the opportunities that I have, running a coaching business, having this podcast and platform. It's a privilege. And I give all thanks to the Lord that I'm able to do all these things. And it hurts my heart seeing my people suffer, seeing them being in fear. So I just encourage you, please have empathy and educate yourself. Because the first step towards change is understanding everything that's going on. Look at the real stories of those being affected. Behind every number and statistic is a person. Put that in your head. Behind every number and statistic is a person, a family, a dream. Just like mine. There's books, documentary articles, right? One of them is Separated, Inside an American Tragedy by Jacob Soboroff, or documentaries like Living Undocumented on Netflix. There is advocacy organizations that you might want to look into, right? Working to protect immigrant rights. Here in where I live, there is this organization that I love, and it's called La UP. And they work with Latinos, and they have programs, and they have pathways to things to help, to support, to allow us to have a better future. All of these things are there. We just have to want to be educated, and want to be part of these organizations. Raíces, the American Immigration Council, United We Dream, right? They work tirelessly to provide legal aid and support for immigrant families. There's organizations. There's people that help. So just educate yourself, right? Lend a hand, not a punch. Make your voice heard. Reach out to your local representatives to advocate for policies that prioritize family unity and compassionate reform. Your voice matters in shaping our future. It matters. Those that can and will speak up for those that can't. That's something, right? Isn't that what America stands for? Is for the people. That we have a voice, that we have a vote, that what we say matters. I want to believe that. Right? So speak up. Say what's right. And allow yourself to be a part of something bigger than what's going on right now. And that's it. It's heartbreaking. But lead with compassion. Lead with love. The Lord, has taught me to look at everybody the same, because that's how God sees us, the same. So have compassion. Be a friend. Be a neighbor. Help those in need. And allow yourself to grow and educate yourself in different, aspects of all of this. Again, I'm so happy to be back with you guys. And I hope this, episode is shared. And you put it in your platforms, and you allow yourself to be inspired and speak up in this time, right? Remember that I love you, but that the Lord loves you more. Always, always, always. I will be back next week with another episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Much love. God bless.